What happens when you take Winona Ryder and throw her in a movie with Shannon Doherty and Christian Slater? While you get Heathers, which was released in 1988. This has a very weird cover to it. This was the reissue in 1998. The original one had Christian Slater and Winona Ryder on the front. This one, I'm not too sure why it has all, I guess because they're all named Heathers, but aside from that, there's no reason to have all these people on it. Winona Ryder and Christian Slater, the two main people, and Shannon Doherty, sort of like a side-off character. The other two girls, one's a bitch, and one's sort of like this weird cheerleader kind of girl. This is basically 1988's version of Mean Girls. That's how I look at this movie. But to the extreme. You have Winona Ryder that isn't popular, that wants to pretty much become popular or be herself and kill off the popular people. So Christian Slater convinces her to start killing people. They end up killing off the bitch character. They end up killing off the two leads of the football team. And one thing I noticed about in this movie is it's very homophobic. There's very negative gay comments throughout the whole movie. I don't know if it's just because of the time period. I totally disagree with any comments that was made in this movie. I'm all about gay rights and gay pride and all that stuff. But watching this, I was just like, wow, like the amount of stuff they were saying, I was just like, how are they even getting away with this? But like I said, back to this movie, you have Christian Slater and Winona Ryder killing off all these people. This was before 90210 came out, so you have Shannon Doherty playing like a bitchy character. She's sort of like a side off to Winona Ryder. She starts to figure out and starts to wonder why all these people are getting killed off. But she has this personality that's like sort of like a bitch personality, but at the same time, she's sort of like trying to figure out what's happening with Winona Ryder's character. So it's kind of weird like that. So by the end, it sort of gets cheesy towards the end, where the events of how they're killing people just end up getting worse and worse. You have them poisoning someone, you have them shooting people. Then by the end, it comes down to them just saying, fuck it, we're just going to blow up the whole school. And Christian Slater's, I believe one of his family members ended up, I think it's his dad, comes in and he's showing them a tape of him knocking down buildings and talking about it. That's where the whole idea the seed gets planted in their mind that that's what they're going to do. And like I said, it just gets cheesy from that point on, but it's still a pretty decent movie aside from the gay comments and aside from the cheesiness. The story is basically, like I said, the 1980s version of Mean Girls. But on the back, you have the whole dynamite on the boot. The weird thing about this movie was it didn't do very well in theaters, but it has a cult following since that time period. It actually became so big of a cult following that it was actually turned into a stage show. And it was one of those movies where they wanted to make a sequel, but they couldn't get around to doing it. It was around the same time period where Winona Ryder had got arrested for shoplifting, and Christian Slater was pretty much at a low level for his career, just with his own demons. So the sequel never got done, but it would be interesting to see how they would reflect this movie to modern day. Like I said, in my opinion, it's the 80s version of Mean Girls to a different level. But I want to get your guys' take. What do you guys think about Heathers? This one was released through HGV Video and RNG Video. So let me know. Leave a comment below. What's your favorite character in it? What do you think about the comparison to Mean Girls? Just leave a comment below. If you could hit the thumbs up button below as well and show me that you guys enjoy these movies, that would be amazing as well. If you haven't checked out my other videos, definitely go and check those out. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, it just takes a second. Just hit the subscription button below. And that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next video.